Huh. October. Can't wait for October. Hey, Nick! What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy. Oh, so check out the mask-to-mask glossy I bought. You bought this where? Is that a holographic? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Whew. Ah, my focus better. Maybe I can do more silly voices. Come on! I'm guilty! Throw the book at me! Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it. Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are gonna get any less ugly from you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! Should call in the... We should call in his wife as a character witness. He's at it again. I can do that, right? Defendants can call in witnesses. I sent the Colin Cantaloli tale. I admit it. But you don't have the sacred urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean I didn't commit the crime. Normally, when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you... Yikes! Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So, make sure they give me a guilty verdict, please! Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Jessie, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect... you see, actually, the thief is, me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands I need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. Now, what you gotta worry is when she stops smiling. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is mask to mask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. I am, because the urn said I am. He doesn't have the sacred urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess I'll have to trust his Irie. This is the first time I did a non-murder trial, which is kinda sad if you think about it. Oh my god, there he is.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to...
What a stupid question.
What did you say?
What a stupid question.
Fine, let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? What? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I am Godot, legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case.
Ah! He's that one Detective Atme was he's the one that Detective Atme was talking about.
Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Well, exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, are you?
Man, I thought I was going up against a pro. I thought I was going up against a seasoned veteran.
Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings.
How old is this guy? Oh man.
Yes, but a mask in a court of law?
Nope, don't have his profile.
Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks. Either on our faces or over our hearts.
Yeah, Carl Jung. Human psychology. This guy's the real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Nick, is he a friend of yours?
No, I don't have any friends that call me Trite. Friend of a friend. That's spoilers, though. Who is this masked man?
I've returned from the depths of hell
Oh?
to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobo. It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, please give me your opening statement.
Statement. I forgot about that.
Opening statement, those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Trite.
What is it?
Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness.
Don't care. Didn't ask.
The important thing is what you know. That is all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. All right, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the art. Yes, sir.
Mask to Mask is a master thief that started his crime spree 6 months ago. He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. This was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lord Taylor. His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Mask to Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T.
So then the actual identity of this Mask to Mask is... Mr. Godot, what are you...
Heh. How did he do that?
We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night. Hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please, proceed.
I mean, usually we drink water, but okay.
Very well, it's only coffee after all.
What? You can't be letting him recite this early in the trial. It's just coffee. It's not like he's gonna whip me or anything. Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Well, Nick, what are you gonna do?
As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't Mask to Mask who stole the urn. Mask to Mask is a master thief that's first started his crime spree 6 months. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning?
Yep, nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true, I'm a Zavari, author on thieves.
So that's what that means? An author? He's written books about thieves? I think you probably meant to say authority.
The fact that this guy can slip through even my fingers shows how good he is, pal.
It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh?
You got it, pal. Except for maybe the thief's mom, that is.
But isn't there someone who knows even more about them than the police?
You don't mean Detective Zavari, do you? Who is this person? Zavari? He sounds German. His name is Luke Atney, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him.
What the heck? I guess he's not that famous after all.
Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. Seems you're not the expert you claim to be. It looks like the thief is toying with me, even now.
He's so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards?
Of course I have. Except, the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred.
That's because Detective Atney stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police.
Was the calling card that Lord Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature, but we're not releasing that information to the general public. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real?
Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about Mask to Mask's emblem. The watermark.
This was his 5th heist, and as usual he sent a card to Lord Taylor.
Was it? Was it the 5th heist? Obviously there's no autopsy report. Surely there should be like a crime report. I don't know. A debriefing, a report, a summary, his 5th heist, and your 5th screw-up, huh?
Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the con cart this time.
You, of all people, shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe.
I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a con cart from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away, got me?
Do not do that. If you're a Rob, the police aren't gonna help you. Wow, looks like he's really got it in for Detective Abby. Ha! Ho! Ha! Ha! We was wrong!
His pattern is to always go after only the most precious art pieces.
Art pieces? Like what, for example?
Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Emanon. What's that? Some kind of specially salty teardrop? No, sir. It's a blue diamond. A single red diamond. Next was the crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the left hand of Hades, and then the portrait of Megina, sir. Detective Atme retrieved the portrait of Megina and returned it to the museum.
And the target of his 5th and last robbery was the sacred urn, right?
But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections.
Somehow, Mr. Light doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld.
That's why I was sure it was Mask to Mask, sir. It fits his MO to a T.
What was Mask's MO?
What do you mean when you say it fits his MO to a T? I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal.
M-S-E-K-Y, MO to a T.
First of all, there's the con card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. And so, since this robbery feat seems to fit all those conditions... That's right. It means the Mask to Mask is behind it.
Nick, it definitely looks like it was Mask to Mask who stole the urn. But there's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Light is Mask to Mask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Light himself. So even though we know it was Mask to Mask that did it, maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Mask to Mask that did it. How do I do that? Let me think. He's so confident. This was his 5th heist, sent a card to Lorelei Taylor. Pattern to always go after the most precious art piece. Oh, why didn't he steal the statue? Oh, shit. Only the most precious, so why didn't he steal this? Damn it. Most precious, the most precious. So why not steal? Huh. Oh, it has no monetary value. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Well, I suppose priceless. Well, I suppose if something has no monetary value, it is priceless.
Like, just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous.
You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right?
Yeah, that's right, pal.
But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. Supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art.
What do you mean?
Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Yeah, it's purely sentimental value. It's the one thing you can't replace.
Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense.
So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Mask to Mask would normally go after. You'd have to pay us to take it off your hands, boy.
Ugh.
What would Gumshoe's breakdown animation look like?
If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the sacred urn was not the work of Mask to Mask?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself.
Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this the last robbery the work of Master Mask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now. Mr. Trite.
What?
If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess.
Sorry, but I don't get what you mean.
If you're saying it wasn't Mask the Mask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitated Mask the Mask methods. A fake. A fake Mask the Mask?
Fake the mask? That sounds so ridiculous, but I like it.
Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe some proof is in order, Mr. Trite. Proof that the person who appeared on Lord Taylor that night was actually a fake. Though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting.
Looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lord Taylor tonight was in fact a fake. Let's see. Take a good look at that picture. Then take a look at the, this glossy mask to mask. What is different? The bag, right? Where's his bag? I'm just gonna assume it's this evidence. The proof is right here. Alright, we did it.
This looks like a photo taken by a security camera.
But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? God, he's so cool. Oh shit, I didn't think I'd get this far. That. It's right here, I think. Oh, damn it, we fucked up. Laser face. Yeah, what is up with that? Ah, so no penalty. Okay. Let me, box. He's carrying it in a box. Son of a fuck. Hey, wait a minute. We have similar hair. Just gotta save. Okay. What is so peculiar? Oh my god! It's this thing right here. He doesn't have his fucking brooch or whatever that is. It's right here, of course.
You mean Mask to Mask?
Damn, I'm good. I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Sorry, I was rearranging my windows. Not my windows, the icons in my taskbar. OCD. Or, oh, you mean OBCD? Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? Yes, Maya, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you. The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on the mask's chest. Wait, it is a brooch. Huh.
A breach? Here? Bailiff, get my steed. We need to retreat at once.
A brooch, Your Honor. It's a sort of clasp for holding one's cape on. He needs to retire.
A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now.
But the mask in the security camera photo.
Ugh, he has no brooch.
That brooch is the same as the emblem on Mask to Mask calling card and serves as a symbol. What? I thought it was the thingy on his hat. But the thief that broke into Lord Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask to Mask is a fake. Man, I've missed this music.
I've been fooled again. Order. It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this?
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how, salary cutting noises again. Oh my god, he's gonna cut himself. Hey now, you're an all-star. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too.
Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch?
The brooch you're talking about. Do you mean this?
Huh!
That's Mask the Mask's brooch.
Where did you find it?
Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. The evidence or your nose? It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. But why would he leave it? Buddha statue? He must mean the Ami Faye statue.
Why didn't you tell me about that, sir?
I always put evidence away in my pocket. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. Ah, damn it, he's just like me for real. Ah, this guy's one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? Don't call it. That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there too. What?
Hickeys? Hickeys?
Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints.
What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch.
I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. Take good care of her.
It appears to have been torn off some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back.
Obviously, there must have been a big struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh, Phoenix, we have a problem. Oh, wait a minute, I have proof that it wasn't a struggle. You mess with Godot. Let's look at that photo. I don't see any torn clothing on his fucking person. And you get burned. Okay, he didn't throw the coffee at me yet. He's been playing me like a violin. You played me like a fiddle! Actually, Phoenix, fiddles are very sophisticated and incredibly hard to play. I played you like the cheap kazoo that you are. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness.
Huh? You done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet.
You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. Salary cutting noises. That doesn't sound good at all. Salary cutting noises. Salary cutting noises.
Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom.
Finally time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? 1 second is 1 drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. That's an awfully coffee pot.
Shh! Silence!
Hate this guy.
Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? What's clear?
Zavari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct?
Well, yes, that's right.
Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. What? Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atme, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off.
I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail.
You heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. That's not saying a lot. His salary's in the negatives. Or, it's like his salary's a fraction. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Ooh. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it. The cross-examination will reveal all.
Well then, tell us what the special monocle of yours witnessed.
It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask the Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 13 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police.
So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal.
My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that usually fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural.
I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening.
Well, sir, old-timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the king of thieves, the great Mask, my arch-enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me.
Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
So that would be 1 o'clock in the morning of the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security detail that night. Where exactly were you at that time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse, near the computer. Near the computer, huh? Ugh.
So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it.
Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that they've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely! That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. Had to blow my nose. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is. In any case, that's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask to Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as we began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the different part. How should I put this? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall.
That's not very solid as far as testimony goes.
However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. What's your second monocle? It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe.
Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Cadeau, do you have a problem with the photo? Good. Then let's continue with the testimony.
Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 13 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. About this 30 minutes, my silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy's saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold.
So, what happened during these 13 minutes?
No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Mike, Detective Atney, Michaelin Duckway. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. That can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Really? Which piece? The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? It contradicts the evidence? As it began to turn, before you could land a single strike. Okay, where's the contradiction? Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. Oh! Mr. Atney, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch-nemesis, Mask to Mask. It is, in point of fact, Mask to Mask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Nuh-uh. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing.
Ripped off? Uh-huh.
He really doesn't have object permanence. We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atme. Detective Atme, you must have fought with the thief that night. So, why did you lie in your testimony to the court?
Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime.
It's called perjury.
No! No! Not really. Well, not really, but no.
No? No! Wait just a moment, Sir Old-Timer.
Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home.
Well, don't act like you're living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right? You talk too much.
Witness, so you are now saying that you and the thief fought?
Hold on. That's quite... Oh, shit. Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. Look at me. Completely agree. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his fists. But they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote.
So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Mask to Mask?
Correct! It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. This wasn't his third crime, though. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak.
Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case.
That can't be good. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I'd gone to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer? What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? About the sensor. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting, infrared, and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? Lordly Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? I took away from the door. Now I'll ask about the computer. About the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me. Look at me! In that case, it could have easily manipulated the data. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? However, Luke Atme cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the Greek grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, that thief had no idea that Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? But it wasn't... The statue wasn't on the side of the door, it was moved. Correct! Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the Shichishito.
So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness?
A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam, and that's all she wrote. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke at me guy. He's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Oh. Oh. Maybe I'm... Time to see if my theory is true. He grabbed a weapon. Yeah. But the thing about that is, there was no statue. How could he have... Damn it. Let's just, go back. Okay. Cannot be so easily discombobulated. What? Discombobulate.
Young people these days, they really irritate me.
They are perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets. Sorry, what does it? Now I forgot. What was I saying? Jesus, better than old people who forget what they are saying. 5 seconds ago. Nope, sorry. Evidence was that. Not in my brain. Well, it looks like you son of a bitch. Weapon from the side. Was it this weapon? I honestly don't know what I expected. I wouldn't have done shit. Okay. I didn't do shit. I didn't rig shit. I didn't fucking do this. A true gentleman fights only with his fists. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities. But of course, in college I was the second in charge of the boxing club.
I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive.
However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch nemesis, Mask de Mask. This guy's a real piece of work. His first blow struck true. Bam, and that's all she wrote. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assumed the at-me fighting stance. But a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? You were blinded? At-me fighting style, that's not important. So what was this flash of light that blinded you? It sounds important. I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. The statue of Ami Faye, I'm guessing. Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke at me guy. He's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Grabbed a weapon from the side. I know it has something to do with the statue being moved. I know that's, like, let's see. It was moved. Damn it. Okay, so if it's not that... Ah! It's senseless. That's all she wrote. Maybe if I have to press him on everything. I pressed him on everything. It's gotta do with the golden light. Bam, and that's all she wrote. I swear. No. Struck me. But... his first blow, huh? No. Maybe it has to do with the camera evidence. It is true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. Luke at me cannot be so discombobulated. Thief has grabbed a weapon from the side, rendered me senseless. No. Luke at me fighting style. But... the main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. Oh, it was important. That's it. That's the Atme fighting style. His back was to the wall. Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? It was very important. Of course it's important. We've learned a detective's secret technique after all.
Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night.
Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out.
Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and act that secret information to your official testimony.
I put my back to the wall, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Ah, you were knocked on the back of your head. So how could your back to be to the wall? Detective Atme, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun this is, Sir Lawyer. It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And by swords, I mean penises. And by swords, I mean, let's just say, my peanuts. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. Your feet are armored? I believe this is what you said yesterday. Besides the door, then Mayor Shams has struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here.
From behind, huh?
But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems I've made another mistake. Nuh-uh, Detective Atme, that's not the only strange part of your testimony.
Well, what do you mean by that?
For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Geniuses such as myself would always be misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong. Damn. To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on! It's not as pretty as that! Wow. Is that motor oil? Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around.
Mr. Wright, what is it exactly that you are certain?
Let me say first. Oh, very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Mr. Atme is masked a mask. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atme's true identity is actually masked a mask. Yarg!
Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atme's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Nuh-uh. Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atme. The truth is that you are, in fact, masked a mask.
But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows masked a mask. The security camera belongs to Lordy Taylor department store. He should have been able to manipulate it.
He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the yarn.
So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness?
Aha!
Masked Emma is a pure genius, and so am I. Look at me, ace detective.
You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, Sir Lawyer.
What? Witness, you're admitted it?
Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the nail in this guy's coffin. Detective M, when you assumed the thief's identity... Ah, fuck. Godot blend number 102, my personal favorite. Your Honor, he threw coffee at me.
Mr. Godot.
The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true.
But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points today.
I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth, but it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Wright, if this detective really is a thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face.
Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have, quickly.
Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Just had a third-degree burn, but whatever. What's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? You just had a third-degree burn on your face. Aunt Me looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atme is in fact Master Mask. Oh. I'm sure I have the evidence. It's right here. The defense becomes prepared, Your Honor.
Well then, let's see what you've got.
Please present proof that Master Mask is actually Luke Atme. The emblem is top secret. Here's your proof. What do you think? Oh, shit. Let me load my game. Don't know what the thumbnail will be. I don't know if it should be Mask to Mask or Godot. It is yet to be found. Proof. Of course, I got nothing. Huh, just what I thought. Man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get. Blah, 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 blah. So, have you come to your senses, Sir Lawyer? Wait, is this supposed to happen? Can't think of a counterattack at all. Seems the cloud of suspicion. Without anything further than... Oh!
Who?
Oh, it's Desiree!
Who are you?
That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it.
You mean that bag?
Okay, I'm gonna reload because I want to read the funny comments. Not the comments, the dialogue. Proof? Of course, I've got nothing.
Huh,
just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high, no matter how bad things get, after all.
I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion.
This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. You're just not ready yet. But are you going to just give up and let us lose this? So, you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all.
It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... Who are you?
That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for? I think I found it. You mean that bag?
That bag?
No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well? Oh, that's the sacred urn! Nick, it's the urn!
Order! Order! You, Mata! That urn, where did you find it?
You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atme! Oh, Desi! Desi! You're the best! Nice. Well, how to explain that one, Mr. Atme? Deus Ex Machina. Even you were gonna have a hard time weaseling out of this one.
Huh, pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say?
Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad.
You're still denying that Mr. Atme was involved?
Before casting aspersions at Detective Atme, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight, is that correct? Yes, what about it? Ha! How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. No, because my client lost it, including the office of the good detective here. Ah, shoot, I wanted to screen cap that with the thumbnail. So, you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madame, this town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Mr. Light, please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atme Detective Agency. Testify about what I saw. I guess testify. What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say? Nick, come on. It should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we? You're right. I remember doing that. Whatever was in there, it was hard and round. And smooth, too. Yes, it must have been the urn. It must have. But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Atme walked in just when I was about to have a look at it. So even if it was the urn there, I can't testify that it was. Yeah, you're right! Looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Wright. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a flickering candle of truth. Nicky boy. Well, it's true that I never actually saw the urn, but maybe I can still testify about it from another angle.
What about it, Mr. Wright? Have you given up yet?
There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atme Detective Agency. Fingerprints. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it.
Fingerprints, eh?
Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, sir lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So, unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. Damn it, he's right. Well, what about glove prints?
What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would be nothing anyway.
Nick, what are you going to do now? Someone, what? Defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Wait, what? What? Oh. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it.
Fingerprints, eh?
Oh, come now. Now you're really making me laugh, sir lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Keep your poker face, Phoenix. Now it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I am always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. My fingerprints were burned off at the chemical factory. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything.
What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would be nothing anyway.
Nick, what are you going to do now? I've come too far to turn back now. Samuel must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure, someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. A young man who turned himself in as mask to mask. Bit of a pitiful guy. Because she found it, so surely her fingerprints. No. Okay, well, let's check to see if Ron Delight's fingerprints are on it. If Ron Delight's fingerprints aren't on it, then that would mean... Come on. If Ron Delight's fingerprints aren't on it, then that would mean he couldn't have stolen it. I can prove where the urn was with the fingerprints. Come on, dude. Gloves. Someone must have left fingerprints on it. Me, right? Is it me? Is it me? Of course. Me. So what is all this fuss about fingerprints, anyway? Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey, Nick, come on, open it up! Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there? Hang on a sec. I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kind of hard and smooth. Well, hello there. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard.
Well, that was just...
Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves the urn was in Detective Atmey's office.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it?
Of course it does.
What did you say?
It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said.
I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable.
If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atmey Detective Agency. This blend, Godot Blend number 107, I've decided it's a little too bitter after all.
Order! Order! I'd accept the defense's requests. Bailiff, take this urn and...
Wait! Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that.
No need, you say?
Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn.
What are you saying?
Yes, I've finally broken them down.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake.
You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Mask de Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atmey's condition?
He's still in the lobby, laughing intensely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be.
Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief.
Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Light really wasn't a thief.
The court finds the defendant, Mr. Wonderlight.
Hold it! You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you. I mean... Not exactly wrong so much, but what not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief! The sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures! It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want! I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty, please! Your Honor, my client is insane. My client is clearly insane.
I don't know which kind of a kangaroo court you all think this is, but, well, clearly you haven't been paying attention to the trials!
The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass, Judge. What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you.
Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee.
Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, if you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. Here's the traitor, Your Majesty. If you are Master Mask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir. I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kind of cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Of course, it's terrible for us, because... Just remember the thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail, I swear. Is he just doing this so he doesn't have to pay me? Okay, then, talk. We're all listening.
Oh, well, let's all have a listen to this confession.
The truth is, I've been Mask to Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Mask to Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right here in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off. That's all.
I don't like the direction this trial is taking.
But this is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway.
Ha! You're doing great.
Stop it, Mr. Ghetto. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only gonna get one chance to testify, alright? If you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise, too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Mask to Mask. Now, see, now it's a kangaroo court.
All right, Mr. Wright, I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination.
The truth is, I'm a Mask to Mask all along. You can't actually prove I'm not actually Mask to Mask, can you? What? In Ron's room. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 AM and bring... I'll take that red diamond you received. The other... Red diamond. It's the one that he was wearing on his... Oh! Prove that I'm not a Mask to Mask, can you? Have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. You were working security. Yes! Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere.
Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away.
No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence.
Evidence?
Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 AM at KB Security Headquarters.
What? Surely you're not serious.
Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Light was, in fact, at KB Security that night. No! So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway.
Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say?
Shit. I gotta stop doing that, because it's gonna be messing up the...
And stop drinking that coffee!
Come on, Mr. Thief.
Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong.
You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. All right, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Light all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? 'Cause you work there. Someone must have planted it to make it look like I was there, not at the heist. Planted it there. He's really reaching now. Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The key card to KB Security's CEO's office. No!
Ha! That was a pretty good try, Mr. Shite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing.
Why do you care? Like, this guy... We have the guy who confessed. Why do you want to prosecute... Why do you still want to prosecute Ron? Just prosecute Luke.
What?
Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? Because he works there!
Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all.
This stupid kid.
Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Light went to my KB Security.
Why he went there? Oh. So this was... There we go. He was being blackmailed. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? That's...
What is it?
A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. Blackmail. Yes, basically it says, bring 50 grand.
That certainly sounds like blackmail, all right?
At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself in KB Security's CEO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime. No, 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 no.
Order! 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 So when the theft of the inn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. Looks like a perfect case for the defense.
You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But, did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof? I'm not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that? At least I know what I think of you.
Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright.
Nick, I think we're gonna have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? There is someone else who can testify. That the keycard was used at 1 a.m. at night. Fucking Larry Butts. Larry.
Who is this useless-looking young man?
You don't remember him, Your Honor?
Not exactly. Just looking at his picture makes me the bile start to rise in my throat.
It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. Why are you still a judge, then? He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Yeah, or maybe... you know what? Be nice, be nice. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh. The question at hand is this key card. Yep, that's the key card they used in the building I work. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office. You need it to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yeah, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. He took a sip just so he could do a spit take. That's fuck.
Well, Mr. Godot?
The name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here.
So what does it show?
Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, the card was used at 1 a.m. on the morning of the crime. On the morning of the crime. On the morning of the...
That means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Mask the Mask in this photo.
It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. So then.
Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Mask the Mask.
Good job, you did it, Nick!
That's enough! I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Again. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Again.
What's wrong, Your Honor?
I'm ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, do you have any further objections?
No, Your Honor!
Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight.
Oh, thank God. Yay.
Court is now adjourned.
Nick, you did it. You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy. Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. I believed you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Miss Delight. Well, you can repay me by... I just know I'm blushing. You can repay me by paying me for my services. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Oh, pearls. I've got a bad feeling about this. Who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just, my client's wife. You're blushing! How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself! Youch. She slapped me. Pearly. This woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick! Yes? You're even worse than I thought! Going behind the back of your own client! No! Oh, I'll never forgive you! Ow! A double slap! Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? Now I got a shirt. We got the sacred urn back, and the thief has been caught. You're so right, and it's all thanks to Nicky Boy here. But actually, it was you, Miss Delight, that brought us our urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please, you're embarrassing me. If we won the case. And why does this guy still look so glum? Oh, but I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Dissy. But the thing is... Come on, give the kid some time. Oh, hey, Godot. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about that feeling... You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Mr. Godot, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite. Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy.
Well, playtime is over.
Huh?
Early this morning, the body of Cain Bullard was discovered.
What? Cain Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KP Security? Wait, a body? The estimated time of death is 1 a.m. on October 12th. 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean...
That's right, amigo. At the same time that cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KP Security was being murdered.
So then, what are you doing here?
Oh, come on, you figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today?
That's why he wanted to be... That's why he wanted to be the thief. Help me out? What?
On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office. The scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage.
What are you saying? Imbrued with rage?
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KV Security. He was a professional security guard.
An employee of KV Security?
It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi.
No way!
He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred.
No! That's a lie! It can't be true! But I am a thief, I tell you!
Ron Delight, you're going back to prison again. This time the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder.
What? This isn't possible!
I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward.
Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two?
I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here.
This guy, who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced.
Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight.
Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me. Yeah, Roddy! Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's gonna happen next? Oh my god, this is... Oh! I was right, this is getting good!